guys! Whoa, it's been a while, hasn't it? Oh man, and check out this snazzy new avatar. Wow. It's almost like I had plans years ago to revive the channel. That fell through. Whoops. Well, in that case, I'm not dead anymore. In fact, I was never dead to begin with. I spent the past 7, now 8, years freelancing for YouTubers. Thought maybe I was biromantic. Went to France and hated it. Tried to write a kid's book that I never finished. Then I friend-zoned 8 billion people. Spent 3 years working on Televibus. Found out I really wasn't into dates. Joined zines, directed backgrounds on Lumi, the list goes on. Yeah, so that happened. But, aside from general life updates, you clicked on this video for a reason. So, let's talk about the channel. In the past, this little space I carved out on YouTube really was just a space for me to screw around in between college classes. You know, give myself a little excuse to learn a tiny bit of editing, and draw murder cats for fun. I mean, I certainly can't complain. I hosted, 1 finished map. Only 1. There definitely weren't any others I tried to host. Planned on hosting. Only 1. Only 1. Obviously there hasn't been any cats in a while, and unfortunately it's probably gonna stay that way. Wait! Don't click the unsub button yet, hear me out. I actually do have one last Warrior Cats video I'd like to put out on the channel. This video was a labor of very silly love that I worked on and off for over a period of 4 to 5 years. I want to put it out in at least a semi-finished state as my last goodbye to making content for the community. This silly, absolute mess of books helped bring the channel to where it is today, and I'll always be grateful. So stay tuned for that! So, what happens now? Well, the channel's not going to retire anytime soon. We're in the process of evolving it instead. There's all sorts of things I've always wanted to try. I'd like to try my hand at storytime videos, talk about my time at Spindle Horse, or perhaps maybe even do some tutorial videos. Alas, I've always wanted to do a little bit of everything. The problem is that I want to do a bit of everything. One thing at a time, and the very first thing is another baby of mine! Alari, what the heck is that? I hear you ask. It's a cartoon! An indie animated show, if you will. Neo-Meso is a show inspired by early 2000s anime and games on the Nintendo DS. It follows a pair of young dinosaurs, Lark, the Dilophosaurus, and Mulberry, the Parasaurolophus, as they explore their world and beyond to rise through the ranks of their village's courier guild. Basically, it's dinosaurs delivering mail, with a pinch of mystery lingering in the background. Lark is an endless ball of energy who's trying to make sense of the world, while trying to follow in her mother's footsteps. And Mulberry is the gentle, more responsible soul that often gets dragged along for the ride. There's a ton of other family, friends, mean kids, and other stories happening all around them, but that's basically the gist. If it wasn't obvious, I've always had an incredible love for all things indie animation. It's been awe-inspiring to watch your average artsy person put in the work to bring their stories to life in a way that's garnered critical online acclaim. No evil studio meddling here, just art. And that's something I want to do, or at least give the old college try. Listen, it's one thing to have a decade and a half's worth of audience investment in your art and characters to give you the initial free advertising push into the public eye. It's another to start a project completely from scratch and just hope for the best. That's just not how the world works, but that won't stop me from putting my best foot forward. At the same time, creating something that sticks with your average Joe takes time, research, learning, effort, and most importantly, an art degree tuition's worth of dough to even get started with a show pilot. Most people can't drop that cash very easily, even with help. Don't even get me started on my lofty ambitions either. My wildest dreams for the whole NMP show may as well be in another galaxy. Which is why I'm bringing things down a notch. If everything goes according to plan, I would still love to do a pilot one day. But here's the thing. I hate waiting. I mean, we all hate waiting. So why would I subject you all to 3 to 4 years of overhyped expectations? And extend my already non-existent retirement just to release a 20-minute pilot that flops out the gate because I had no audience for it. Nah, screw that. What if I dropped the first episode in November instead? Actually, it's not technically the first episode, and It might not even be out. Shh, let me explain. Shorts! At the moment, I'm technically calling them stamp stories, because, you know, they're small. And they're not going to be your typical shorts either. These mini-episodes will technically be animated, but will be heavily stylized. As for what style, you'll just have to wait and see. There's always talk going around about how folks are going outside their means and budgets to create studio-quality projects. And I completely agree. It's just a shame that the wider public only latches onto really shiny things, when you don't really need the fanciest graphics to tell a really good story. And I want to tell my story, one way or another. I just really hope that you guys will give it a chance. Even if it's a bit more experimental, it still takes a crap ton of work to make. And I'm picking up a few new skills in the process. Our initial plans were to release the first short in November, in time for the next Indie Animation Day. But with the rate that we're finishing assets, this deadline will more than likely be extended to early 2025. We don't want to burn out before we even get started. Work-life balance and all that junk. But don't worry. The beauty of these shorts is that once we get through the first grind, the assets will be fully reusable afterwards, meaning that the next episodes will come out much quicker, and only get better with time. In the meantime, while we work on that, you guys can keep up with my little antics by following me on Twitter, which is its own lead name. I tend to be most active there and on Discord, but you can also find me on Instagram and a couple other little places as well. I'll include my link tree in the description. As for Neo-Meso Post, we have an official show, Twitter, and Discord. Any amount of support is incredibly appreciated and means the world to me. If you have a little extra pocket change, you can also help bring these dinos to life by supporting us on Ko-fi. Ko-fi allows for one-time donations, and you can subscribe to one of our membership tiers, where you can gain access to behind-the-scenes sneak peeks of our production. At higher tiers, you can also download official files, get future merch discounts, put in art requests, and more! Here's a handful of QR codes, but links to all of these will also be in the description. I've, never edited one of these before. Ooh, I get to say the lines. Give that like button a good stomping! Do the subscribe thing! Ring that bell as hard as you can, because YouTube is stupid! Also, it really helps us. Thank you for watching! I love all of your little faces! More videos coming soon, okay? See ya!